हेलो बच्चों, कैसे हैं आप सभी। तो मैं जो डेली रिमाइंडर्स देती हूँ अब मैं नहीं दूंगी. आई होप नाउ इट्स ingrained in your mind. Lastly, just one revision. I hope you're looking at your syllabus, the mains UPSC syllabus, and you're trying to correlate everything you read, be it from your basic NCERT, any standard books, or whatever you read from your newspaper, and you're connecting everything together, because interconnection is what is going to help you to make a good answer for your mains part of the examination. And also you're solving previous year question paper that helps you to get a good grasp of the nerve of the examination for which you're preparing, that is UPSC. So with this little reminder which I give you without fail, let's take the first article, and that is about Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And then I'll tell you through this article, I'll tell you some of the interlinkages which you make from various topics of the UPSC mains syllabus. So this first article is about Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. In this article, we'll be looking at the context about this particular news, why this article is being discussed, and then in this article there is a discussion of the history of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Okay, that how and what was the purpose of entire discussion which was taken up at United Nations, and because of which Prevention of Money Laundering Act was brought even by India, and what were the acts and schedule of the Indian Constitution based on which PMLA for India was enacted. And then we'll see some of the criticism, like first the objective of Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and then whether the objective which was discussed at the international arena, international level, whether that objective is being fulfilled or not. And then we'll be looking at some of the criticism of why and what, who all are covered under this act. Also we'll be looking at whether political parties are covered under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. If not, how then political parties are also being tried under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And then few of the critical points that we will be looking at. And then bail provision, if somebody or some company is booked under PMLA Act, then what are the bail provisions. So with this context, let's read the article in detail, and that this article is very important. We'll be reading the entire article in detail. So the first line talks about context. What is that? The Prevention of Money Laundering Act was enacted with a distinct objective: the humongous volume of black money generated through international drug trafficking. So the point which you are going to note down is objective क्या था? Distinct objective. The humongous volume of black money generated through international drug trafficking. So this was the purpose, to give threat to economy, and this black money which gets generated because of the drug trafficking poses a great threat to economy of many countries. There was a widespread realization that the black money generated through the flourishing drug trade and integrated into legitimate economy was likely to destabilize the world economy and endanger the integrity and sovereignty. So black money, how it impacts the economy? It endangers and destabilizes the world economy, and then it endangers the integrity and sovereignty of the nation. So this is what is the negative outcome of the black money, and the black money has only negative outcome, no positive outcome at all. So moving ahead, that at the international level, what is the history because of which the development happened and Prevention of Money Laundering Act came into existence. So United Nations took serious note of this, that is the generation of black money through international drug trafficking. So it was taken a note by United Nations, and in 1988 it held that United Nations conventions against illicit traffic in narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. So with this history, in the article, the writer is trying to tell you that what was the objective because of which Prevention of Money Laundering Act was brought. Okay, and the next point is, subsequent to this, 7 major industrial nations held a summit in Paris 1989 and established the Financial Action Task Force. So Financial Action Task Force एक point हो गया. So Paris July 1989 में it came into existence to examine the problem of money laundering and recommend measures to to tackle this menace. Therefore, in 1990, United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution when 1990. Political declaration and global program of action which called upon all member countries to enact suitable piece of legislation to effectively prevent the laundering of drug money. Okay? So, the next point that is important for us, which we are going to read now, is this one. The Government of India used the recommendation of the Financial Action Task Force to formulate a legislation to prevent drug money laundering. So, Financial Action Task Force recommendation based on this, India started to bring its own money laundering, drug money legislation related to drug money laundering. As drug trafficking is a trans-border operation, the United Nations held a special session on June 10, 1998 on the theme. So, क्या थीम था जो जून 10, 1999 में यूनाइटेड नेशन हेल्ड अ स्पेशल सेशन, उसका थीम था काउंटरिंग वर्ल्ड ड्रग प्रॉब्लम टुगेदर एंड मेड एंड द डिक्लेरेशन अर्जेंट नीड टू कॉम्बैट मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग. Now a PP pointer for you. Accordingly, the Indian Parliament enacted the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, but it was brought into force 2005. So Money Laundering Act enact कब हुआ था? It was enacted in 2002, but it was brought into force in 2005. So this is a PP pointer for you. And then the next line that is to be read is, now again, the focus of the law. And in the entire article, the writer is concerned about the focus of the law, the objective of the law. What was the objective of this law? Who were all to be focused? What all concerns were to be focused? And how entire law through various provisions, through various amendments has diverted from the main focus. This is the concern which has been highlighted in the article throughout. So, the main focus of the law is on combating the laundering of drug money. This is the main focus. Accordingly, the Act of 2002 contained a few offences listed in the Indian Penal Code and Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985. So, whenever you are reading Prevention of Money Laundering Act, you have to connect it with Enforcement Directorate. You have to connect it with Election Commission of India, that when and how in the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and Election Commission of India is functions and roles, and also this Financial Action Task Force, also Indian Penal Code, and then further what we're looking at. All these things, UAPA, unlawful, UAP, yes, UAP is also, all these are the topics which are interrelated, and you have to read them all together in entirety to understand everything related to black money and generation of black money through international drug trafficking as well. So all these topics को आपको integrated manner में समझना है. Also, Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985. The United Nations resolution further and the Financial Action Task Force recommendation are all focused on prevention of money laundering from laundering of the drugs. So बोल रहा है कि जो United Nations resolution था और FATF का recommendation था, it only focused on the prevention of money from laundering of the drugs. तो money का generation drug laundering से, उसकी वजह से जो black money generate होती है, Financial Action Task Force और United Nations का जो resolution था, that focused on this. Further, however, now the problem article starts highlighting. However, the PMLA of India acquired a different character through amendments from time to time that we already discussed. Okay? And then further, who all are covered in Prevention of Money Laundering Act? This is where also there is a problem. Who are all covered? Only the person involved directly in the crime and generation of the crime proceeds. Okay? इसका एक लाइन शुरू से भी पढ़िए. The law on money laundering revolves around the crime proceeds which are laundered, not only the persons. So not only the persons involved directly in the crime and the generation of the crime proceeds, but also persons who have nothing to do with the crime but who have some involvement at a later stage in the laundering process are also guilty under this law. तो जो डायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्व है वो भी, जो इनडायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्व है वो भी, at the end of the entire process they are also covered under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. They will be also tried and they will be also arrested and tried. Then further जो criticism है, but the most serious aspect जो another criticism है, PMLA ka, which is being highlighted by the writer, is PMLA is that it includes a large number of offences in the schedule which have nothing to do with the original purpose of this law, namely combating the laundering of drug money. So this here it's saying that इसमें ऐसे लार्ज नंबर ऑफ ऑफेंसेस भी इंक्लूड कर लिए गए हैं जो कि प्रिवेंशन ऑफ लॉन्ड्रिंग ऑफ ड्रग मनी से रिलेटेड ही नहीं है, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट जो प्रॉब्लम है जो कि हाईलाइट किया गया है, द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव अगेन एज आई सेड that thus the reason in the entire article the writer will never ever make you forget that this is talking about the main purpose of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which is diverging in the schedule of PMLA Act of India. So thus the raison d'etre of the PMLA is the crime of the laundering of a huge volume of black money generated from the international drug trade and the spectre of destabilization of the world economy. So international drug trade की वजह से जो huge volume of money generate हो रही है, that is destabilizing the world economy. That is what is the purpose of the bringing PMLA to curb this all these things. Okay, so this is again is a reminder by the writer. And then जो PMLA का enactment है in India, what are the basis of this? Article 250 of the Indian Constitution, and then this what this article says, which empowers this make to Parliament. Article 253 empowers the Parliament to make laws for implementing the international conventions. तो यूनाइटेड नेशंस का FATF जो इंटरनेशनल कन्वेंशन लेवल पे था, आर्टिकल 253 अलाउज द पार्लियामेंट और इनेबल्स द पार्लियामेंट टू ब्रिंग such laws to implement international conventions. Under this PMLA Act 2002 of India was brought. This article indicates that the law Parliament makes to implement any decisions of the international body will be confined to the subject matter. वो ये जो article है, that article says जिस purpose के लिए is under this article whatever legislation is brought will be focusing on that particular purpose only. तो बट PMLA में वेरियस अमेंडमेंट्स के थ्रू प्रोविजंस लाए गए हैं विच आर डाइवर्टिंग फ्रॉम द मेन पर्पस. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो इन वॉलेशन टू द आर्टिकल 253. आइटम 13 इन द यूनियन लिस्ट ऑफ 7th शेड्यूल. तो 7th शेड्यूल में द आइटम विच इज आइटम नंबर 13 इन द यूनियन लिस्ट ऑफ 7th शेड्यूल ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज स्पेसिफिक ऑन दिस पॉइंट. दस law on money laundering enacted under article 253 and item 13 of the union list in the context of United Nations resolution referred to the above can only be drug money. So article 253 और जो item number 13 है of 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution, जो 7th list है, जो item 13 जो list है union list है, उसमें जो 7th schedule है उसमें this can only be referring to drug money, but this is diverging. It is again highlighting this point. ठीक है. And further there are few other issues which has been highlighted. A close look at the schedule will convince a man of the ordinary prudence that this law has deviated. Again, the provisions contained in it are draconian. Deals with dangerous men involved in drug trafficking and the money chain. These provisions are now being used in other scheduled offences too without mitigating their rigor. So other problems में भी PMLA को use किया जा रहा है, which is not right. So these are the problems which has been highlighted, that PMLA is not just focusing on the objective or the purpose because of which it was brought, but it is encompassing many other crimes as well. Then जैसे एक एग्जाम्पल है, one such example is the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. So you have to again connect PMLA with Prevention of Corruption Act 1988 as well, which is aimed at curbing corruption among public servants. This act was added to the schedule of offences in 2009. The PMLA now applies with all its rigor to public servants. So PMLA also applies to public servants as well. We'll also see whether PMLA applies to political parties as well. And then a fundamental principle of Anglo-Saxon jurisprudence, nothing but it says that person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. मतलब जब तक ट्रायल ना हो जाए, जब तक एक person proved ना हो जाए that he is guilty, he will be treated as innocent. But it says that under Prevention of Money Laundering Act, it is opposite. It's upside down. That person will be treated as a person will be treated as a guilty unless proven innocent. तो PMLA के अंडर जो भी पर्सन अरेस्ट हुआ है उसको पहले दिन से ही गिल्टी करार दे दिया जाएगा, ठीक है। और वो बात जब तक ट्रायल चलेगा, सालों साल ट्रायल चलता रहेगा, जब तक उसको इनोसेंट करार नहीं दिया जाएगा, दैट पर्सन विल बी टेकन एज अ गिल्टी। उल्टा है दैट लॉ, दैट दिस काइंड ऑफ practice under PMLA has put this principle of Anglo-Saxon jurisprudence upside down, that the person will be treated as guilty unless proven innocent, ठीक है। Then PMLA turns the principle upside down, so we have already seen that. Then about the bail provisions may be, there are few of the judgments which has been highlighted here, that the bail provisions are quite cumbersome. And then there is an concluding remarks. A concluding remark says that person's liberty deprived when bail is refused is too precious a value of our constitutional system recognized under Article 21. That the curial power to negate is a great trust exercisable, not casually but judicially, with the lively concern for the cost to the individual and the community. So it says that under Article 21, the people should have a fair chance of being tried and treated judicially, and this bail provisions under PMLA is quite cumbersome. The person keeps on waiting for the bail but does not get it. So the judiciary and the legislature has to come together and find a balanced answer to this problem of the bail of the people being tried under PMLA. So this is how it has concluded this topic. So there are some of the additional readings that I have tried to bring for you for this article. So what is Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002? What this basically is, we have already gone through the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which was enacted in January 2003. The act seeks to combat money laundering in India and has three main objectives. क्या objective है? To prevent and control money laundering, to confiscate and seize the property obtained from the laundered money, to deal with any other issue connected with the money laundering in India. So any other issue. So any other issue confined नहीं, बहुत सारे issue हो सकता है. That is why this particular act, जो article में writer ने highlight किया है कि this is not just focusing on the purpose, the objective for which it was brought, but it has got diverged and it is including many other issues as well. Section 3 of the act defines offence of money laundering as, so section 3 of PMLA define करता है offences of money laundering as whosoever directly or indirectly attempts to indulge or knowingly assist or knowingly is a party or is actually involved in any process or activity. So knowingly, unknowingly भी ठीक है, knowingly assist or knowingly is party or is actually involved in any process or activity connected with the proceeds of crime and is projecting it as a unattained property shall be guilty of offence of money laundering. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग को डिफाइन, ऑफेंसेस अंडर द मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट डिफाइन किया गया है अंडर सेक्शन 3 ऑफ द एक्ट. देन फर्दर the act was amended. How many times the act was amended? You can see 2015, 2018 and 2019 mein this act was amended to bring many other crimes under this, many other issues under this. So mostly recently PML is enacted through Finance Act 2015, Finance Act 2018, Finance Act 2019. Law under which, so laws under which a political party can be booked for money laundering. So are political parties covered under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. There has been political parties such as even AAP was tried under PMLA. तो किस तरीके से political party can be tried under PMLA? Section 70 जो है Prevention of Money Laundering Act PMLA deal करता है offences by the company. So Section 70 deals with the companies. Section 70 of PMLA 2000 says that if a company commits a contravention of any provision of the act, every person who was in charge of the company's business at the time of contravention is also liable. ठीक है, तो any person who was in charge of the company's business, तो जिस वक्त कंपनी ने इस टाइप का एक्ट कमिट किया उस टाइम जो भी पर्सन इंचार्ज रहेगा कंपनी का, that also will be liable for such crime to be committed. ठीक है, that also person will be also be tried. Section 70 says that the person in charge of the company's business can defend themselves by proving that the contravention took place without their knowledge. अगर उनकी knowledge के बिना हुआ है, the person who is in charge, then that person can defend himself or herself despite all due diligence. Now, what about political parties? Political parties कैसे cover होते हैं ये देखते हैं. The political party is not a company incorporated under Companies Act 2003. So political parties are not company, but how then political parties are covered? However, the provision of PMLA under Section 70 has crucial explanation that could bring political party under this. How? For the purpose of this section, Section 70 of PMLA says that companies means any body, corporate, and in any body, corporate, and includes a firm or other association of individuals. तो जो कंपनी है उसमें एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स को भी इंक्लूड किया गया है. एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स पॉलिटिकल पार्टी क्या होता है? दे आर एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स. द फ्रेज एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स कैन इंक्लूड पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज. सो दिस इज द रीजन, दिस इज द पार्ट ऑफ द एक्ट बिकॉज ऑफ विच even the political parties are covered under PMLA. The phrase then a party according to section 29A of the Representation of People Act is any association or body of individual citizen of the India registered with Election Commission and calling itself a political party. तो बहुत simple तरीके से clear कर दिया गया कि political parties can also be covered under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Okay, let's look at some of the questions, main questions which has been asked, so that you can understand the relevance of this article. GS paper 2, GS paper 3, in both of the main syllabus, this article can be said to be put in the syllabus. So question 2013 में कैसा आया था? Money laundering poses a serious threat to country's economic sovereignty. What is its significance for India and what steps are required to be taken to control this menace? So this is one question. In 2019 there was a question. The Indian government has recently strengthened the anti-terrorism laws by amending the unlawful activities. So मैंने बोला था कि जब आप Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 पढ़ रहे हैं, you should also incorporate in your reading UAPA. Just have a cursory glance at UAPA 1967 as well. Prevention of Corruption Act तो देखना ही है. And the NIA Act, ठीक है? Analyze the changes in context of prevailing security environment while discussing the scope and reasons for opposing UAPA by human rights organizations. So these are the two kind of questions you can see that and have a understanding that how the questions can be framed out of this particular article. So there is a prelims question as well, and this has been asked by UPSC in 2021. क्या question है? Which of the following effects of the creation of black money in India has been the main cause of worry to the government of India? तो main cause of worry पूछा है creation of black money का. That is loss of revenue to the state exchequer due to tax evasion. So black money which do not come under the taxation system, so उसकी वजह से tax evasion होता है and that causes the loss of revenue to the state exchequer. So that is how you can think, that is on the basis of this line you can think of the question which can come from this article. ठीक है? So as I said, you have to look at this topic, particular topic, along with other topics such as Enforcement Directorate, which is quite in news because of the recent person of main political party who is in jail, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal of AAP is in jail because of the various actions taken by Enforcement Directorate. So you have to link Enforcement Directorate topic with UAPA, with Prevention of Money Laundering Act as well. And then also Election Commission, how Election Commission deals if any political party comes under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So these are the kind of questions and kind of interlinkages of various topics you can think from this article. Now we are on article 2 of the newspaper which we are going to cover, and that is AI in elections, the good, the bad and the ugly. So artificial intelligence is quite in news, starting from agriculture to health to medicine to education and even to political parties or the elections. In the elections campaigns in which artificial intelligence is used, it is also used in a good way and also can be used in a bad way. So we'll see how elections in India historically from from various phases of the elections, various years of the इलेक्शंस कैसे किस तरीके से पहले मैसेजेस यूज किए गए हैं, विच इलेक्शन ईयर विच इलेक्शन वाज कॉल्ड एज मैसेज इलेक्शन या व्हाट्सएप इलेक्शन या फेसबुक इलेक्शन. टाइम के साथ चीज़ें हैज़ इवॉल्व. नाउ election of 2024 is called as based on artificial intelligence. If whatever has been planned by BJP, if this kind of uses of AI happens in the election, it will be first ever such instance of use of AI in elections rally or election campaigning. Okay, so let's read the article and understand about this. So what is the context? In an effort to broaden Prime Minister Narendra Modi's reach to a variety of linguistic groups, the Bharatiya Janata Party has used artificial intelligence to translate his speeches into 8 different languages. So this is a positive use of AI that you can quote. So जो Prime Minister का speech है, AI is used to convert the speeches into 8 different languages so that it reaches maximum masses, which may potentially be considered as India's first AI election. अगर ये यूज होता है तो 2024 को इंडिया का फर्स्ट AI इलेक्शन बोला जाएगा. तो सोशल मीडिया एंड कैंपेन्स, अब इसकी हिस्ट्री, इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा हिस्ट्री बताया है राइटर ने. क्या हिस्ट्री है? तो देयर वाज एन एक्सटेंसिव यूज ऑफ फोन कॉल्स इन 1990s. तो पहली बार एक्सटेंसिव यूज हुआ था फोन कॉल्स का. मास मोबाइल फोन 2007 में, जो 2007 का इलेक्शन था, दैट्स ऑफ फर्स्ट मास मोबाइल फोन इलेक्शन. द यूज ऑफ होलोग्राम्स इन 2014, होलोग्राम्स का यूज, एंड नाउ द करंट AI एरा. तो इस तरीके से इलेक्शंस में टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज हुआ. 1990 में फोन कॉल्स, 2007 में मास मोबाइल फोन का यूज हुआ था, 2014 में होलोग्राम्स का यूज हुआ था. So for instance, significance of social media platforms as essential political campaign instruments will be particularly remembered in relation to 2014 Indian elections. Social media elections or the Facebook elections given the estimated 500 crore in digital spending. So this जो 500 crore almost digital spending हुई थी elections के election process में, election campaigning में. A paper in Asian Journal of Political Science 2015 titled India 2014 Election, Facebook like as a predictor of election outcomes, showed that number of likes received by a particular person, particular contestant or the particular political party, it was in proportion to the votes it could gain. ठीक है, तो इससे दिखाता है how positive it is relation between use of social media and election outcomes. 2019 इलेक्शन को फर्स्ट व्हाट्सएप इलेक्शन बोला गया था. 2019 फर्स्ट व्हाट्सएप इलेक्शन, मास मैसेजेस भेज जा रहे थे, मास इंफॉर्मेशन भेज जा रही थी थ्रू व्हाट्सएप. ठीक है, तो इट वाज 2019 वाज फर्स्ट व्हाट्सएप इलेक्शन. एंड देन देयर आर एग्जांपल्स, सम ऑफ द नेगेटिव एग्जांपल्स व्हिच हैज बीन गिवन. एक बुक थी इंडियन इलेक्शन, हाउ टू विन एन इंडियन इलेक्शन, 2019 में आई थी. ठीक है, इट वाज बाय इलेक्शन कैंपेन कंसल्टेंट शिवम शंकर सिंह, एंड ही सेड दैट WhatsApp is an effective political platform because it allows for targeted delivery of information to voters and also because it allows an excellent tool to organize and mobilize workers. ठीक है, तो पॉजिटिव यूज ऑफ WhatsApp दिया हुआ है. तो उन्होंने बताया हाउ टू विन एन इलेक्शन में how WhatsApp could be a game changer. And then global AI dangers. Now in next paragraph there are instances which has been highlighted by the writer that in the global if you look at the global practices in some of the countries, AI was used to negatively influence or to make the perspective of the voters biased towards some person, towards some contestant or towards some political party. And these example has been mentioned and they are the negative use of AI. Then जैसे इस लाइन में लिखा हुआ है, deep fakes were used in recent assembly elections in Madhya Pradesh and Telangana either through doctoral clips of game show कौन बनेगा करोड़पति और fake video of a leader allegedly pushing voters to support their opponent. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से AI का नेगेटिव यूज भी है. अब सोशल मीडिया द ओल्ड इंस्ट्रूमेंट इज देयर फॉर इंटरवोवन विद AI टेक्नोलॉजी. सो पहले तो मोबाइल फोन का यूज हुआ, फिर व्हाट्सएप का यूज हुआ, फिर फेसबुक ट्विटर का यूज हुआ. नाउ देयर इज अ यूज ऑफ AI. But now, because there is coexistence of AI and social media, now social media and AI are interwoven in while it comes to use of these two in political campaigns or election campaigns. अब कह रहा है कि जो steps हैं, what steps are taken to combat the negative use of AI in elections. एक तो Gen AI technology presented both potential and challenges for the 2024 elections. Technology behemoths like Microsoft, Google, OpenAI and Meta have vowed to combat AI content that aims to deceive voters. So these are some of the steps that have been taken to curb the negative use of AI in election campaigns. Now, there is a question. A few months ago, an AI created image of Donald Trump's arrest went viral. This was in news. So AI created a video of Donald Trump went viral. तो उससे क्या हुआ, एक नेगेटिव इमेज बनी. तो बोल रहा है कि क्या हो सकता है, अरेस्ट. सो इन दिस वीडियो, it was a fake video, it was an AI created video in which Donald Trump was seen to be arrested. Let's see, like this kind of video gets viral just before the voting day. तो क्या हो सकता है, this might impact a lot of voting viewers of the voters. So this is what the question and which has been asked by the author of this article to make you think about the negative use of AI in election campaigns and possible outcomes. Then there's a conclusion, which is a good way to write an article. Conclusion kya? AI will be far more efficient 5 years later in 29, but as one might perceive, the world will also be more resilient. बोल रहा है कि जो 2029 के इलेक्शंस है उसमें जो AI का यूज होगा, we'll see a huge and positive and possible use of AI. तो बोल रहा है कि there will be huge use of AI, but by 2029 even people will be accustomed and well aware about the possible use of AI. But the danger is persisting today about 2024 elections. Okay, so because people are not much aware of AI, deep fakes and these viral videos which could be fake. So people are not aware, but use of AI is going to happen. So let's see what kind of result the elections outcome will be seen in India if there are use of AI. Then it is a realm of unknowable unknowns. So it says that the use of AI is realm of unknowable unknown. ना जानते हम ना पहचानते कि इसका result क्या होगा. And a lot of uncertainties remain. So बहुत सारे uncertainties remain है. So this is how some of the positive and negative instances of AI has been mentioned. But in this article, while you are reading, you will feel that only there is the AI is a bad guy, AI has a negative outcome. Let's see some of the positive references where AI has been used successfully and positively, like campaign strategy and targeting, predictive analytics can be done by AI, then voter engagement can be increased when you are disbursing information, when you are spreading information through the use of AI for the vote for the election. It could enhance the voter engagement. And then security and integrity could be brought. जैसे CCTV कैमराज हैं, गुड रोबोट्स यूज किए जा रहे हैं, तो उसमें कितने वोट की पंचिंग हो रही है, कितने वोट्स पड़ रहे हैं, तो उसमें कोई धांधली भी रोकी जा सकती है. और रेगुलेशंस एंड ओवरसाइट कुड बी देयर. एक पॉजिटिव एग्जांपल है, इन 2021 बिहार इलेक्शन कमीशन टाइड अप विद AI फर्म स्टाकू, STAQU, स्टाकू, ठीक है, AI फर्म है, to use video analytics with optical character recognition OCR to analyze CCTV footage from the counting booths during the panchayat election. So this is a positive fact that you can write in your answers as well. The system enabled the Bihar Election Commission to achieve complete transparency and eliminate any chance of manipulation. So this is positive example of use of AI in elections to bring transparency and fairness and fair practices. ठीक है, अब now a PYQ, as I always make you remind that whatever you read, try to digest it by practicing some questions based on that article. It's like if you're not practicing, it's like practicing questions based on what you read is like eating without digesting. अगर खाना खा लोगे पचा नहीं पाओगे तो अपच हो जाता है और सिस्टम फेलियर हो जाता है. इस हिसाब से हमारी रीडिंग होती है. कीप रीडिंग थिंग्स एंड कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग क्वेश्चंस बेस्ड ऑन व्हाटएवर यू रीड. सो फॉर दिस लेट्स टेक अप अ क्वेश्चन. With the present state of development, artificial intelligence can effectively do which of the following? क्या क्या कर सकता है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस? So answer is B, 134. 134. Bring down electricity consumption in industrial units, disease diagnosis, text to speech conversion. ठीक है, 1 2 3 4 5. So 1 2 3 4 1 3 4. So to create meaningful short stories and songs, cancel. Then wireless transmission of electricity generation, this is wrong. So the right answer is B, and that is asked in 2020 UPSC question. So this is it about today's The Hindu analysis in the Tathastu-ICS daily newspaper analysis. Please keep reading. Be consistent with your newspaper reading. Do not skip reading newspaper. This is quite handy for you to write good answers in your examination, develop reading comprehension skills as well. So keep reading newspaper. I'll see you in your next daily newspaper analysis. Till then, all the best. Keep reading well. Tathastu.